The funding for this video is provided by the amazing members of my Patreon. Also contributions from viewers like you. Thank you. Yeah, I started from PBS Kids. What you gonna do? Fight me? Anyway, roll the video.
Come on, boys, get loud. 'Cause when the music starts bumping, the whole place will be jumping. It's my scene, you know what I'm.
Today is gonna be a fun one. Hey y'all, it's Harriana and I'm back with another video. Hi, hello, how are you guys doing? My name is Harriana and welcome back to the pirate ship, also known as Harry Hook's pirate ship. I am the captain. You are not my first mate. I don't got no first mate because you wanna know why? Bring your ear closer to the speaker so you can hear me clearly. Nobody's worthy of being the first mate, but hi, hello, how are you guys doing? My name is Harriana and I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children's entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Now, you guys know when you hear me do my introduction, that means we're not doing video essays today. We're just gonna usually this is when I just talk about what comes to my brain, but y'all seem to love when people rank things. Like, y'all love them videos where people are just ranking random shit. And guess what? I'm gonna sit here and rank something today, and mainly it's just more thoughts and opinions that I had from my last video essay that you guys should watch. Basically, it's about how Shigo is not a girl boss, she is a girl failure, and that's okay. But also, I do have another video essay that I had planned this week, but I know it's gonna take me a while to get it done, and my schedule is very crazy this week, so I was like, I still want to give the people something, and then also I do have some things that I do need to talk about and promote to you guys. So one, this weekend I will be at Atlanta Comic-Con convention. It is a newer convention that is in the Atlanta area. I will be a panelist on Friday night, so if you guys are in the Atlanta area, please come. Very deeply appreciate it. And then also the following Sunday I will be at RecCon, which is a con that is at Georgia Tech University, which is one of the colleges in Atlanta. I will be having a panel there. Can't wait to see you guys there. You're able to come, and also RecCon is free. So yeah, you gotta pay to get into ATL Comic Con, but RecCon is free. Next, my new book, No One Ruin Your Childhood, is now available for purchase on my website. And then also my other book, You're Not Crucial, it is restocked just as well for physical copies. So yes, you guys always ask me, when are you gonna restock You're Not Crucial? It's restocked now. And the audio book for No One Ruin Your Childhood is not up yet, but it should be there within a few days. So yeah, and then also I have a lot of other products that I put up there. I added beanies, I added new jackets, including this Powerpuff Girl Bedazzled jacket there, all on harrianahook.com. Use code HOTSPOT30 for 30% off your order. And then also the last announcement that I have is, make sure if you guys are interested, if you are a black or half black voice actor, meaning if you have one parent that's white and one parent that's black, or you have one parent that is Asian and you have one parent that's black, that means that you can apply just as well. I am holding a casting call for black voice actors and black biracial voice actors. It is just as Rennie know, it is my miraculous AU. The link is down below with all the information that you need. Like I said, you need to be black, and you also need to be 18 plus. No, I will not make exceptions, okay? Mature themes. Basically, there's no one under the age of 20 in this story anyway. It wouldn't really make sense. But yeah, the link will be down below, all the information and all that. Yeah, signups close on March 6th, and then the audition process will begin. Now, I know y'all did not come here to just see me run my mouth, so let's go ahead and get into the girl failures that I just really want to talk about, because I love the concept of just like analyzing female characters. I have one little announcement. My new podcast, An Animated Female Unhinged, I have recently uploaded new episodes about Yukari from Paradise Kiss. Who's the other one? What is her name? How did I forget? I know I have one about Miss Bellum, and then it was one more. How did I forget who she was that quick? How? Oh my gosh. Howling Wolf. Yeah, so I have 3 new episodes of Yukari from Paradise Kiss, Howling Wolf from the Monster High series, and also Miss Bellum from the Powerpuff Girls. Basically, on that series, I just talk about female characters that ain't right, and I just want to discuss them. I don't talk about villains, by the way, so go listen down below. You can listen for free. Please support. Okay, now let's go ahead and get into it. Today's video is inspired by Lisa Feverill. I hope I pronounced her last name correctly, but she made her own video about ranking girl failures. And I was like, okay, I want to do that, but I mainly just want to do it with the cartoons. Hi, Daddy. I heard my dad walk in. Don't worry, I'm not going to be cussing all the time with this one.
Hello.
Hello. I said I'm just strictly going to do cartoons, and mind you that I'm really only going to do stuff that I've seen and other things that I've seen people call girl failures. So let's go ahead and get into it. There's some that I left off, but I wanted to just keep the number to like 20 and 21 because I just didn't want this video to be too long because I could talk about girl failures for hours. So the first one we're going to do is, okay, Bailey, I put her on here because one of y'all commented about her, but that is Courtney from Total Drama. Courtney! Courtney is one of those characters where she wasn't first of all, I don't really consider anyone from season 1 of Total Drama to be a girl failure. Like, none of the girls in season 1 were a girl failure, but the shit that they were doing and like the following seasons, that was loser behavior. It was honestly very unacceptable, but Total Drama is something that is like a very interesting concept to me because it's like the more the show progresses, the worse and worse everyone becomes. But that's honestly just like the reality and nature of reality TV. The longer the show goes on, the worse the people within the series get. Like, go look at Love and Hip Hop, go look at Basketball Wives, but I think Dance Moms was the best example of this because there are certain parents on that show where I liked them in the beginning, but the longer the show went on, I was like, yeah, you're annoying as hell, I'm not doing it. So that is why I just see Courtney, the reason she fits into girl failure is because she was trying so hard to win. Like, this girl had lawyers. There was lawyers involved with her trying to win. She was like literally cheating. She was literally trying to do everything that she could to win the game. Like literally investing money and other stuff into it. And she still lost. Like, she still lost. Courtney never won. And then all she did was be annoying. All she did was complain. And it was like, Courtney, you did all of that for nothing. Because now you're one of the most hated characters in this series. And you still didn't get that money. So, yeah. And then also, it's like, it's not the fact that she lost all the time, it's just her behavior was very much loser. It was just like, you're irritating as shit, I don't want to deal with you, bye. So how are we gonna rank Courtney? Like I said, I felt bad for Courtney. It's obvious that the girl needed help. We're gonna put Courtney on Seek Therapy. Next. Oh, this one's for my Rainbow High peeps. Bella Parker, season 1, I'm telling y'all, she just showed her ass so bad in season 1 to the point where like no one really, like when I say no when I'm talking about like stands of color, we don't really care about Bella Parker no more, and because a lot of her fans are annoying, like I'm gonna be honest. But Bella, I understand the girls on the show are like 14 years old, and I get it that she just made a really bad mistake, but what she did to get back into the school was just loser behavior. Okay, so first of all, if you guys don't know how Bella got kicked out, basically Bella basically snooped like when she wasn't supposed to. She went and like took pictures of something. I'm trying to remember. Rainbow High, how did I forget that quick? And I made that Rainbow High video. But basically Bella was, they told them, hey, don't do this or you're gonna get in trouble. And she did exactly just that. And guess what? That ass got caught. Miss Wright was not happy with her and she got kicked out immediately. Immediately.
Honestly, thank you. Looks better already.
So yeah, that was loser behavior, but I think it was just kind of worse on her how she ended up getting back into Rainbow High because she just would not leave Miss Wright alone. Like, she just kept bothering her. And I was just like, yeah, girl. And it's just kind of funny because after Bella's arc with her getting kicked out and then she came back and then she just kind of saw that nobody really like gave a fuck that she was back, she was just there, like in passing. I just, no. So how are we gonna rank Bella Parker? I'm not done. In my opinion, Bella is just fun to laugh at because her entire arc, like the arc when she got kicked out was sad. I'm not gonna lie about that. But how she got back in, that's laughable. I was like, girl, you literally begged to have your spot back. That is, stand up. You know what, no, she doesn't fit into fun and laugh at. She fits into stand up. Stand up. Next. Okay, Shigo. I really should have started off with Shigo because I made a whole video about her. Not gonna spend too long on Shigo, why I think she's a girl failure. Go watch that video. Highly do recommend. Haha. Shigo, in my opinion, she's just fun to laugh at. Like, there's so much not right about her. Obvious, like, therapy. She don't want to listen to nobody, so therapy's not gonna fucking work. She's a mess, but she's not really my girl because I don't really defend Shigo like that now. She's so damn awful. Like, Shigo, if you guys want to know like the textbook definition of a bitch, it's her. Bye, but I enjoy watching her. So like, no, I would have put her in the bye category. Stand up, no. Stand up doesn't really, no, because no, stand up doesn't hit her. Fun to laugh at. Shigo's just very fun to laugh at. Next, my sister, I just told her that I put her on this list, and that is Mrs. Puff. Ooh, I'm telling you, Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob is like the girl failure president. Girl failure president, Mrs. Puff's boarding school for girl failures, okay? Mrs. Puff, has anybody actually like calculated how many times she's gone to jail? Do you guys think that we should ask Google how many times Mrs. Puff has been arrested? Let's go ask. Hey Google, how many times has Mrs. Puff from SpongeBob been arrested?
And it's unknown if and how many times she was there prior to the events of the series.
Okay, they said the only times we know of her being arrested was 8 times, but she most likely had been arrested before. Oh, that is not a good look. It just blows over everyone's head when everyone's talking about SpongeBob discourse and talking about like certain things within the series. And I'm like, why do y'all never bring up the fact that Mrs. Puff she's literally been to jail? There's an entire episode about her being in jail and her liking it. Somebody would call while I'm in the middle of recording. Okay, dang, where would we put Mrs. Puff? Because like I said, Mrs. Puff's boarding school for girl failures. Where would we put her though? Like, she's a mess, but that's my girl. Because I'm not gonna lie, I do love me some Mrs. Puff. Seek therapy. She does need help. Mrs. Puff is very much unwell. It's sad to laugh at her because I feel bad for this woman. So she's not going in bye. With stand up, does Mrs. Puff have like bad taste in men? She kind of do because stand up don't even really apply to like men or anything like that. It's just like you literally are desperate for this one person's attention or desperate to get back into this one thing. Because honestly, Courtney falls into stand up just as well. You know what? She a mess, but that's my girl. I love Mrs. Puff. We're gonna put her up there. Next, which one are we gonna go to next? Which one are we gonna go to? Alex Bendanito from Gangsta, the anime. Y'all, I'm telling you, I have just been so desperate for like cartoons and animation and just comics about grown people, and Gangsta is just the perfect story. But I need to talk about Miss Alex. I hate the fact that I feel like I'm calling her a girl failure, but sis, honestly, she's been through a lot. I can relate to her in certain aspects. I see a lot of myself in her. I really do adore Alex. I truly do love her. And I love how she does like, hey, just because I used to be one of those, a hooker, you're not gonna think that you can do this and that and the third to me. I'm glad that she like basically stood her ground on that. And that's one thing a lot of people don't seem to understand about hookers in the first place, is that like you are not obligated to their body. Like if you paid for the service, yeah, but like no, consent, you didn't pay, no, bye. That's one thing I do appreciate about Alex too. She's very pretty, deserves a lot better. It's just like the position that she is in her life. It's just like, where can you come from this? Like, is she failing at life? Yes, but also no. But then also thinking about the given circumstances that she's been in, the woman's been through a lot. I want to put her in, she's a mess, but that's my girl. But also, Alex is just a woman that needs help, in my opinion. So we're gonna put Alex in seek therapy. Okay, the next one is funny because I actually saw somebody say this one. That's the reason why I included her on here. But Sasha Wave, right, from Amphibia. People said she went from girl boss to girl failure, and she absolutely did. Honestly, so much of what Sasha did was just girl failure behavior. Like, she was nasty as hell, okay? But the reason why Sasha acted that way to begin with is because Like, I remember I just really couldn't stand Sasha at one point, but then I told myself, if you're going to become a better feminist, you have to understand why bad women do bad things. So bad women and bad girls do bad things. So I was like, okay, sit down and understand why Sasha acts the way she does. And then once I like started to figure out, like, she's always kind of been like that since she was little, up in fight and flight mode. And then, you know, her parents are divorced. And thinking of like Sasha just always just kind of wanted to have control over everything and everyone because she did have things going on at home. I was like, the girl just needs help. That's the reason why she feels so much like a girl failure. And I don't really think Sasha was a girl failure anymore when she got older. Like when she was 23 in the future, it still kills me that they're the same age. They were the same age as me when that episode aged. I was like, oh my god, and Sasha and Marcy are my age. So I think I would put Sasha in seek therapy. I think she did go to therapy. But yeah, I don't think she's a girl failure anymore. Next, Kitten from Teen Titans. Okay, anybody that knows me knows that I need to finish that every episode of Teen Titans ranked. I really fucking do. But Kitten is, she's just a mess. Like, you ever just watch a character that you just truly enjoy watching being a terrible person? By the way, I wrote a little article for her in the Style Queen Zine Volume 1. It's free on my website. Go get it down below, harrietahook.com. But Kitten Moth, in my opinion, she's a character that's just really fun to laugh at because I want to put her in the category of fun to laugh at, but I also want to put her in the stand-up category because so much of what she did was just pitiful. Like, literally, she was like, I want to go on a date with Dick Grayson. And I was just like, girl, Dick Grayson does not want you. But she mainly went on a date with Robin just to go make Fang mad. And Fang, ew, Spider-Boy couldn't stand him. Fang was just an annoying villain, but like Kitten was like a funny, entertaining villain though. She was literally trying to do all of this stuff to try to get Dick Grayson to like her, and it was just not working. And girl, what is wrong with you? Why are you acting this way? And then she got her ass whooped by Starfire later on, so that was something. Girl failure of 2004. The girl failure of 2004. I'm gonna put her into fun to laugh at. Next, Natalie. I wish I put 2 pictures of her in here because there's 2 specific categories that I would just like to put her in. Like with Alex from Gangsta, Natalie, I can identify with her a lot just as well. Not a good, like for my good and my bad traits for the most part. Natalie, in my opinion, I feel like I just need to start going into more detail about why she's pretty much trying to tell me that Natalie's a girl boss, and I was like, baby, I love her. That's a girl failure right there. So let's go ahead and just kind of break down why I think she's a girl failure. Because why I think Shigo is a girl failure is why I think Natalie is a girl failure. Because one, they're both working for a man that they are both very smarter than. Like, they're a lot smarter than who they're working for. Shigo's smarter than Draken. Natalie's smarter than Gabriel. Okay, and then also, I'm gonna be real, Draken low-key didn't have respect for Shigo because like the nature of Draken and Shigo's relationship is that they just like rude as hell to each other. Like, they disrespected each other, but that's like how they got along. He liked rude Shigo. He enjoyed that. He enjoyed her being rude to him. He was one of those kind of men. But then when we think about Miraculous and Gabriel, you catch on to the fact that like, this is how Gabriel's always spoken to her. And then once we find out how smart Natalie is and we found out how talented she is, it's just like, why? What? Girl, you are better than this. Like, that's the thing. Because, hold on, we're gonna talk about Natalie and then we're gonna talk into another girl failure over here that she reminds me of. Because, girl is just girl. That's just how I'm telling you the whole time. But like, she is a lot smarter than Gabriel. She most likely can design better clothes than him. I'm just go ahead and throw that out there. But then also, it's just like, you can, sis, you are better than this. You could be so much better. And I hate that when it comes to like a lot of like just women in general, when I'm seeing the kind of like let's say like there's a music artist that can sing beautifully, but the music that they are making is bad. And I'm like, girl, you are too talented for doing this. You are too talented to be doing this. And that's just how I feel about Natalie. And then also it's just annoying because they never really explained how she met. Like they try to mention it in passing on Twitter or whatnot, talking about, oh, they met at this age and then the third. And I was like, no, this is why people be thinking that Gabriel found Natalie off the street. Like, you know how on Euphoria, how Sam Levinson been finding his actors off the street? That's why a lot of people think that's what happened with them. And that's my story at this point, because they don't explain anything. It literally makes no sense why she's working for him. She's smarter than him. She's too good for him. She probably, like I said, she probably can design better than him. Who knows? Because her outfit is ugly as shit. I can't do it. Natalie, that's my girl though. That's to go defend her. By the way, sign up for Justice for Nino. You're a Black voice actor. Would love to have you for the project. I can't wait to share more of you guys with that. And like I said, I'm not trying to promote my own show. I mean, I am. But also, it's just Natalie is a character that I just hold near and dear to my heart. She's a girl failure though. We're gonna put her in a mess, but that's my girl. I keep forgetting the screenshot after I put like the tier up. So if I miss some of them, ignore that. We're gonna try to get them all correct this time. Okay, next girl failure. Back to total drama. Bridget, anybody that knows me knows that Bridget is my favorite total drama character. And like I said, I don't really call anyone from season 1 of total drama to be like a girl failure. I think the only person in season 1 of total drama I would say is a girl failure is Ava, because Ava tried to run up on Bridget like she was some lame, and I did not like that. I was like, girl, she tried to run up on Bridget. I still can't. I could not get over that. But Bridget, I don't really consider her to be a girl failure until season 2, when everything went downhill for a lot of characters, including hers. Basically, when she got a boyfriend, that was like the derailment of her character. And mind you that I didn't have a problem with her and Jeff being together. The issue with that shit right there is that she went from being like this character, this cool surfer girl with this chill, laid-back personality that was very helpful, very nice, very sweet, but you was not about to like boss over her around and think that you was gonna talk to her like some lame. Like, no. But once they put her with Jeff, and mind you that like I didn't really have a problem with like her and Jeff's relationship in season 1 is one that is very much complex, because she was not interested in that bitch at all. She was not interested in that. She did not. And that's what like made their relationship so funny, because it's obvious that Jeff did like Bridget and he wanted to get her attention, but she was just so turned off by how corny he was. Like, you are so corny.
You are so corny.
That was them too. That was them. But once he like started to become more comfortable and started being himself around her, she was like, yeah, this dude is cool. But that wasn't really her only arc in season 1, because season 1, her arc was more about who she was and the female friendships that she had and this and that and the third. And as much as like total drama has its issues, I do want to give it to them that they did a good job in season 1 on how they portray female friendships. I really, really love that. But everything went downhill in season 2. Season 2 was a hot mess. Bridget was just kind of reduced to like, you know, that all around girl, to just kind of like a girl who's just like just lovesick puppy. And I just didn't like that. Everything about her just became like, oh, I have a boyfriend, Jeff this, Jeff that. And then they put them together on the Aftermath show together. And then also, I didn't really like how when they put her on the Aftermath show, she became mean. Like, she became nasty. And I was like, that's not the Bridget that I know and love. But then also, when you think about it with total drama, it acts like a real reality show. The longer reality shows go on, the nastier and meaner that the people become. Like, somebody can start off being nice as hell, and then the more the show goes on, the meaner that they become. Because I remember there was even one scene, like, mind you, Dance Moms, I watched it every week. That is Baby's first reality show. There even was a scene where like Maddie was super sweet in like season 1 and everything like that. And then the more the show went, we see her put her hands on Mackenzie. Like, she literally hit her sister. And I was just like, and mind you, I have nothing against Maddie and Kenzie. Happy for the careers, they're flourishing, they're doing great. But that was just something so weird to see. And then also you have to think about how Abby Lee Miller just got worse and worse the more the series went on. Abby Lee Miller is honestly unbearable. So yeah, I love Bridget. Bridget honestly needed help though, because this show ruined her. Jeff ruined her. Jeff brought out the worst in her. I think I'm gonna put her in the same category as Courtney. And then also I'm kind of glad that like Bridget kind of they just stopped doing much of anything with her. I know they brought her back in Total Drama Rama, but I did not really have an issue with them not really doing much with her, because they already ruined her character enough. And I was just like, okay, whatever. So I think I want to put, she's a mess, but that's my girl, but she upset me too bad later on. I think I want to put her in seek therapy because she really did need therapy from what this show put her through. Because I honestly think her being on the show is what made her such a mean person later on. So yeah, we're gonna put Bridget in seek therapy. Honestly, I think we need to put Bridget in stand-up, mainly because I don't think we have enough people in the stand-up category. Stand up, yeah. Stand up, Bridget. Yeah, honestly, she was doing all that for Jeff. Jeff honestly isn't. Mind you, season 1 Jeff was great, but later on, he just became annoying. Like, also, how do Bridget and Jeff's parents feel about the relationship? I genuinely want them to know, because I'm gonna be real, I don't even think either of their families would have liked them being together after them embarrassing themselves on national television. Next, okay, I talked about her. She's like talked about in like the first episode of an animated female linkage, but Angelica Pickles. Angelica Pickles, and we're talking about All Grown Up Angelica Pickles, the superior show. I don't care what anyone says, All Grown Up is superior to Rugrats for the win. Angelica, why I consider her to be a girl failure is because so much of this show, she makes you so angry because she just, I really want to put Angelica in stand up. It is funny to laugh at her, but to a certain point, it just becomes sad because you realize how miserable this girl is with herself because Angelica don't like herself. Because I was talking about this on the podcast. I just keep promoting my other stuff in this video. I'm so sorry. But on the podcast, I mentioned that like Susie was really like her only true friend, but she stayed hanging out with Savannah and her friends when it's pretty obvious that they didn't like her. Like Savannah made it pretty clear that she didn't like Angelica, but I felt like she just kept her around because she made her feel good about herself. But also Savannah's little friends, they were just like wishy-washy and flip-floppy. Like one minute they would like Angelica, the next minute they wouldn't. They would just kind of like listen to what like Savannah would have to say. I never understood why Angelica would invite Savannah to her house when she was just so obvious that she didn't like the girl. They both were very much jealous of each other. Savannah and Angelica honestly remind me a lot of Tony Childs and Joan Clayton from Girlfriends. Like that entire dynamic was there with them. It's obvious that they didn't like each other. They were jealous of each other, but for some reason they still kept each other around for how long they've known each other. Because Savannah and Angelica, they've known each other since like preschool. You know that preschool show only had like 4 episodes. Don't watch it, it's not good. But Angelica, it's like the longer it goes on, the more you feel bad for her. Because Charlotte, I do believe Charlotte loved her daughter, but she did fail her. She should have been more involved with her daughter. Her daughter just ended up becoming like another version of her. Like showing like Charlotte's bad traits are like kind of like would transfer over to Angelica. Angelica needs help, and I'm thankful that she did have a good friend like Susie and Harold, but she also pushed Harold around, but Susie did not allow that to happen. But she also spent so much of her time stressing out Susie too. Susie, I think Angelica low-key was like jealous of Susie too, because everything Angelica could do or could not do, Susie could do better, because Angelica could not sing for her damn life, okay? She couldn't. Susie can sing, like Susie can sing, but that has to do with the fact that Cree Summer can sing too. Shout out to Cree Summer. So Angelica, she's fun to laugh at, but honestly, I'm gonna be for real. She reminds me of like Sasha from Amphibia. I don't know why. They mirror each other. They remind me of each other. Sasha, so I'm gonna play Angelica in seek therapy. Here we have my daughter, Howling Wolf. Howling. I love Halloween. Y'all was getting on me talking about, you say Halloween, today like Halloween. And I'm like, I'm sorry, y'all, it's my accent that gets in the way. Howling, she is somebody, she be causing chaos. Okay, she's so chaotic. She's so unhinged. Make sure you guys go and listen to the Animated Female Unhinged podcast. Howling, she like so desperately wants to fit in. She so desperately wants to be like the it girl of Monster High. And I'm like, baby, it's just high school. It's just high school. But like, Howling, she wants like what her sister Claudine has, but Howling also, she already has like enough. She already has her own sense of style. She already has friends of her own. Like, you're good, baby. You're doing fine. Why do you crave attention from these annoying popular kids so much at Monster High, baby? You can do better. You're better than this. But I'm telling you, like, Howling almost set the school on fire. trying to get attention. She literally caused chaos, like trying to get attention. She literally had everyone stressed out. Ma, she got Cleo good though. I don't care. She got Cleo good in that movie. Who is calling? Like, I know she was trying to make things better for herself, but she ended up making things worse, and then also worse for other people, with the exception of what she did to Cleo, because Cleo deserved that. Helene, that's my girl. That's my girl right there. She needs therapy, but then we already have 4 people in the therapy category. But like, Helene is like one of those fictional characters that I hold near and dear to my heart, because she reminds me a lot of me at that age. I acted a lot like that when I was 14. Needed help. A child that was definitely needed help. That's my girl. That's where Halloween will go. All right, next. Audrey from Descendants, Wicked World. Okay, anytime I talk about like animation, and when I talk about Descendants, I'm talking about Descendants Wicked World. So we're just gonna be talking about Audrey in that aspect of it. Audrey could not catch a break in the show. She absolutely couldn't. And like, you know, trying to base it off of the things that were going on with her in the past, trying not to like mention those because those were in the book and those were in the live action movie. But Audrey, like, alone, the girl is irritated all the time. She's just annoyed with everyone and everything, and it's low-key not her fault, because her family has just put so much pressure onto her for her to be perfect. And mind you, you guys, I can't stand this, because black families be doing stuff like this all the time, where they like pressure like the girls to like get a man and like to marry well and all of that. And like Audrey low-key, air quote, blew it for the family. She didn't marry the king, and she didn't become the queen of Oradon, and didn't have like the throne and all of that. Like, you know, hierarchy shit. Like, I just, no. I feel bad for Audrey, honestly, but like thinking back to like Wicked World, she's just irritated the entire time, and I completely understand it. Like, literally, this girl from the hood came up in here and took everything that she was supposed to have. And like, she wasn't the best person to Audrey, I'm gonna be real. Mal was terrible to her. But Mal in Wicked World, I actually like her, but they're always just playing pranks on Audrey. They're always being rude to her. They're always talking to Audrey out of their ass. And it's just like, sis cannot catch a break in Wicked World. And even when she's right, they still find a way to like have it backfire on her and make it look like Audrey's the bad person. I am an Audrey Rose apologist, okay? That's my girl right there. I don't care what no one says. Audrey does need to seek therapy. I think she needs to seek therapy. She is fun to laugh at to a certain extent, but no, like, I feel bad for her. We're gonna put her in a mess, but that's my girl, because that's my girl. I'm an Audrey apologist. Like, I'm a Natalie apologist. I am a Halloween, I cannot say her name correctly for the life of me, apologist, and I am an Audrey apologist. Oh God, I can't stand this girl. Next, I can't stand her. Ansley Slater. Let me tell you, I do not like Ansley. Y'all was trying to get on me when I was talking about how much I did not like Ansley, but no, that girl is toxic AF. Toxicity city. And mind you, the main reason why I just have these like ill feelings towards Ansley is because I don't like her entire friendship dynamic that she has with Avery, and I don't really like Aiden either. So let's go ahead and start there. Avery's my girl. Avery, I literally defend her. That's my girl right there. I don't really consider her a girl failure, because no, like, Avery's that bitch and she knows it. She literally fashion designer, she knows this, she does that. She's not worried about what the next person is doing. That's the reason why I love Avery. And the reason with Ansley, I honestly feel like Ansley has this like sense of jealousy about Avery, and that's part of the reason why she pushed her away, is because she was jealous of her. But there even was a line that Avery even said to Ansley, like, why didn't you just talk to me about this? Like, Avery's not a mean girl. Like, I don't understand why people tend to act as if Avery's mean, because she's really not. She's very nice. She's honestly one of the nicest characters in my show, in my opinion. But I feel like because Avery like radiates confidence, like she knows she's that girl, she's gonna act like she's that girl, she's not gonna sit here and let anybody try to humble her. I feel like that's part of the reason why Avery was just kind of intimidated by her and she just pushed her away. But mind you, this season 2 is when I really started to like dislike Ansley, because I just did not like that entire thing towards her and Avery. And of course, Avery forgave her. She forgave her for what she did. But then season 3 of Rainbow High is straight ass. Like, I don't care what no one says, it's ass. Somebody play Ass by Big Sean, because I can't do it. But in this season, basically, she like betrayed Avery again. And Aiden is just terrible. Like, the 3 of these people, they're just, But basically, it wasn't even just an Avery thing in this season. Ansley just like was wondering why nobody really was like fucking with her like that in season 3. But like, no, you literally, first of all, we didn't forget what you did. The audience, we didn't forget what you did at the sleepover when you was literally being rude AF to Avery after sleepover in front of the other girls of color. And go watch the Rainbow High video. Y'all want to hear more of my thoughts about Ansley and what she did over there. But here in season 3 of Rainbow High, it's just like, no, the attitude was stank the whole time. And she was wondering why nobody wanted to talk to her, why nobody was really feeling with her, nobody was fucking with her, anything like that. And I was like, no, girl, you literally betrayed. Not only did you betray Avery, and not only did you betray Ansley, but you betrayed the entire school, because a whole bunch of people at the school look up to you. Like, they call y'all the A's for the reason. There's a reason why everyone here looks up to you. And then you go and transfer over to the other school for the competition. No, they don't have to like you. They don't have to forgive you. Girl failure of Rainbow High. She's more of a girl failure than Bella Parker, okay? Oh, Jesus. Avery, bye. She gets the first bye of this. Bye. Lila Rossi. Oh, God. For those of you guys who don't know, Lila literally makes my ass itch. I do not like her. I do not. Lila is not the icon that y'all think she is. Mind you, oh my god, I keep promoting my other stuff, but I wrote an article on my website about Lila. Links to that would be down below. But basically, Lila, in my opinion, people always want to be talking about Marinette creepy this, Marinette creepy that. I'm like, y'all, there's a whole other list of characters in this show that we can like throw into the creepy category, because Felix creepy, Chloe creepy, Lila very, very creepy, Gabriel creepy. But Lila, in my opinion, she is part of the reason why I just kind of had this big falling out with Miraculous Ladybug, like the canon. Like, I still love my version of the story, don't get me wrong. But she's just in the story too much for my liking, and I understand that the purpose of her character being there is for you to dislike. There's just certain things that I just had to let go of in the past because I just really dislike the villain that much, and I just never liked Lila from the beginning. Like, when I first watched Volpina when I was in high school, didn't like her then, got more irritating when she kept coming up in more episodes. Like, she honestly, I am not in a stage of my life where I'm gonna allow a show to stress me out anymore. So my care for like the canon of Miraculous has gone down a lot, and part of that has to do with the fact that Lila is just in the show too much for my liking, and I'm not about to sit here and tell the people what they can and cannot do with their show, because I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing that they're putting Lila in the series more often, mainly because it's not like anything like racist that they're doing or what all the other stuff they do. Lila is just unbearable for me, and she's a girl failure. She's not a girl boss. Like, she may know how to finesse. Just because somebody knows how to finesse does not mean they're smart. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that. But Lila knows how to finesse. But I'm gonna go ahead and touch on something that I touched on in that video, because I don't want to make a full-on video about Lila. I'm done. I'm honestly over making full-on videos about Miraculous Ladybug, because I'm just over it. There's a lot of things I'm just over and don't really care much for like making full videos on it. But I was like, is nobody catching on to the fact that Lila most likely transferred, like moved from Italy to France for like Adrian? Is no one catching on to that? Because she didn't show up in this show until after he came in. Literally, Lila's entire character revolves around Adrian's existence. The first time we ever really see her in this series is when she's really talking to Adrian. She didn't go to school until he got there. Are y'all not catching on to the fact that this girl is not it? Like, she's irritating. Like, that's the point. She's a villain. But I can admit that I dislike her. Don't try me. Lila is unbearable, and she's a girl failure. She's not, like, she loses all the time, y'all. She's never gonna win. Like, no, she's irritating, and she's not an icon. I don't think she is. She's creepy. See, my camera ran out of space because I was ranting too long about Lila, but like, she going in the bi category. Like, I know she's a villain. She's a villain for a reason. She does a good job at being very unlikable. That's literally like her purpose in the show. She's not, like, we're gonna be talking about why do we like villains more than the main character. No, I'm gonna be real. Lila is one of those villains that they literally go out of your way to make sure she's very unlikable. I can't stand her. Like, she's just unbearable. I can't do her. Bye. Right next to Ansley. Okay, next, Twilight Stride from Monster High. Okay, she's a fun one. Twilight, I'm gonna be real, she's a character that I just did not care about. I have a whole video. Why am I crooked? Why am I not centered? Twilight, in my opinion, she is, I've been ranking the thing on my tablet, by the way. Twilight, in my opinion, she's a character that I just genuinely did not care too much for when I was a teenager. Mainly because I just thought that she was just there. She was just there. I didn't dislike her, but I didn't really like her either. But like, as an adult, and I've, you know, been rewatching Monster High and reliving like my Monster High fantasies that I just always love. I've started reading the books and like watching the movies again and all of that. Twilight is, I'm still gonna make that. Comment down below if you still want me to make the Twilight video, because I just want to know how many people are genuinely interested in that. Because I was like, why would I make a whole long hour-long video about Twilight if no one's gonna watch it? But Twilight is, she's so strangely fascinating, because it's just like this girl desperate, she can be so great. Twilight literally is one of those people that could just be so great, but she's always embarrassing herself. Like, she's a mean girl, but at the same time it's just like you can't take her seriously as a mean girl, because you're just like, no one, why are you like this? Because the entire thing when she was like, you were not invited to the party, and I was like, yeah, poor Twilight at her place, that's what she get, and like nobody really was feeling bad for her all that much. And Twilight, like, the development can be there, but also she's good at like the cheerleading squad and all of that, but then also she gets caught up with the wrong people and hangs around really annoying ones. But also she like has great sense of style, but then also she says things that she shouldn't say, and then people are like, okay Twilight, I'm gonna just step away from you for a few minutes. Like, why are you like this? Like, that's literally all I can think of when I say, why are you like this? And it's anytime she thinks that she can get away with like her bad behavior, that ass gets owned. Because I cannot get over how in New York, she really thought that she could get away with taking Catty Noir's voice and ended up being embarrassed in New York in front of everybody. That's what she get. Twilight, I didn't like her as a kid. Like, I didn't like her or dislike her as a kid, but I like her now because she's just fun to laugh at. Like, she's so unhinged. She's a hot mess. Twilight, that's not my girl, but also she's entertaining. I can't really take her seriously as a villain in my opinion, because she always gets owned. Twilight gets owned. She gets owned bad. Like, it's funny. It's actually hilarious. So Twilight is gonna go into the fun to laugh at category. Next, Gloria Soto from Big City Greens. Look, Big City Greens is my show. I be seated every night when I be getting homework done, or like shipping out orders, or I am working on things and whatnot. Big City Greens is like what I keep my television on. It's my comfort show. I love it. It's like my Simpsons, okay? Gloria, part of the reason why I enjoy Gloria's character so much is because this is the kind of character that we don't really see too much in like family entertainment, which is basically a 20-something-year-old woman of color, because Gloria is Japanese, if I'm not correct. If Gloria's not Japanese, please correct me down below, but from the information that I found, Gloria is this Japanese woman. That's why I said she's like woman of color, just in case I was incorrect. But she is just like this person that like desperately wants more in life. She wants to be like famous on the internet. She wants to do this, she wants to do that. Like, she basically, y'all know those people that are like so desperately wanting to like do entrepreneurship. They desperately want to be an actor, desperately want to do this and that and the third, which I understand. I get it, I get that. But it's like she fails at like almost everything that she does, and it's just like, ah, Gloria! Like, I understand her frustration, but I'm gonna be real, the Green family saved her, because honestly Gloria's family ain't shit. They're not good people. They're not nice to her. She's kind of like on her own, because she moved from like the suburbs and into like the big city. And mind you guys, all suburbs are not created equally. I'm gonna just go ahead and say that. Like, within the Atlanta suburbs, there are some Atlanta suburbs that are like 20, 30, 15 minutes away from the city, and then there are some Atlanta suburbs that are a whole fucking hour away, okay? I'm pretty sure Gloria came from one of the suburbs that was like an hour and a half away, the ones that was all the way out there. because usually a lot of people that like live like in a big city, and Atlanta is honestly one of those cities where you can live like in the suburbs, along with like I say Birmingham and like Orlando, and I probably say Miami to a certain extent, where like the suburb is just like right a step out and then you'll be right back in. So that's part of the reason why I think Gloria moved to big city like that. And also, big city is just kind of like a city that a lot of people aspire to live in too. And Gloria wants to be like, I get the vibe that she wants to be like this socialite, but she's not good at the social part of that. And she's like an artist, but she's not good about promoting her art and everything like that. I'm a big real y'all. Gloria really could have benefit from like creating a YouTube channel. Gloria really could have benefited from making a YouTube channel and like doing commentary. I really think that would have helped her a lot, but she was just stuck working at Big Coffee and being harassed by Cricket and all of that. Gloria is girl failure of the century. I'm glad that she does own the coffee shop now. That's my girl, y'all. I love her. I adore Gloria. Her character development has been great. I think she's come a long way, but this entire show is just like, oh my gosh, Gloria, get up. It gets worse because there's like one where she like literally gets evicted out of her apartment. Her shit gets literally get fucked up. She gets kicked out of a club. Literally is just like lying to her family about her living situation and her job and everything like that. It's just Gloria is just like girl failure of big city. But things do slowly get better for her. That's my girl. We're gonna put her in the that's my girl category. Gloria also does need therapy. Honestly, I'm gonna be real. Every girl and woman that I put in a mess, but that's my girl, she also needs therapy just as well. Honestly, all of these women and girls on this list need therapy. Next, Miwako from Paradise Kiss. Miwako is a situation that makes me really, really sad because I'm gonna be real. Everyone in this girl life failed her. Like, everyone failed her. I'm not even joking. Everyone, like, all the adults in her life failed her. Mikako failed her for sure. Mikako made me so mad in Paradise Kiss because I was like, this literally is your sister is in an abusive ass relationship and you have no problem going with her going over that boy house like every other night. You have no problem with that. What? Honestly, Mikako and Miwako, their parents are honestly not all that great people. So I can see why she lives with her, because you have to think about why does she live with her in the first place. And then also Mikako always had Miwako over here babysitting her daughter. So you got to think about that too. Honestly, Mikako, mind you, I love Mikako and Neighborhood Story. I honestly didn't really like her that much in Paradise Kiss, okay? That is not where she shined in my opinion. But Miwako, I feel so bad for her because it's just like, she's such a sweet girl, but I don't really want to consider her like a girl failure, but at the same time, she is a girl failure because also Mikako was not that confident in herself. I gotta be honest, because when Yukari was like talking about, oh my gosh, your designs are cute. I love this. I love that. But she was like, oh, they're not all that. And I'm like, girl, don't downplay yourself. Like, do not downplay yourself. But she was like, oh, the only thing I can make is really just kind of like recreations of what my sister makes. And this and then the third, okay, that's your sister. Like, flaunt that. Like, you can make good things just like she does too. Just because it looks similar doesn't mean that it's not a good thing. Like, Mikako's honestly, her confidence was in the gutter. I'm gonna be for real. That confidence was down the drain. It was not there. And I hate that for her because I'm like, if she had that level of confidence that she needs, like let's say Natalie, for example, she would have left that man. She would have left that man for sure. She most definitely would have left Arashi. But then also, it's just like, their relationship is so realistic because I know of Mikako. Like, not me, I know of Mikako's too, but like, I know of women that are similar to Miwako and they, you know, live with very abusive men and like, it's bad. It's honestly very scary and terrifying. I feel bad for her. I truly do. She has this man that literally is just terrible for her. She doesn't feel great about herself, and part of that has to do with is him. Sis needs help, but I couldn't help her. Sis needed to stand up. I want to put her in seek therapy because Mikako does need therapy, but we don't have enough people in the stand-up category. Mikako really did need to stand up, and I'm gonna be real. I think her leaving Arashi would have helped her a lot, like with how she viewed herself as like a person, a woman, a person that loves fashion, a friend, everything. Like, he ruined her so much. It's not even funny. Like, I genuinely desperately feel bad for her. Stand up. And also, I don't want to spoil this. By the way, skip this. Skip to the next section if you don't want to hear this. But she marries him in the end. There was no hope for this girl. Stand up. Next, Ramona Flowers. Would you guys be surprised if I told you that I don't like Ramona Flowers? I actually can't stand her. I don't like Ramona. I really don't. Part of that just is like, I could see, like, everybody like likes to call Ramona like this manic pixie dream girl, like the girl of a lot of people's dreams. And I'm like, why? This is not the kind of, what about her do y'all want? Because last time I checked, like, her, what about Ramona is it that y'all like so much? Because I just don't see it. Like, she's irritating. Like, I can't do her. Like, and we're talking about comic book Ramona. We're not talking about Ramona from the movie. Because in the movie, I didn't really like her, dislike her. She was just there. In the book, whoo, sis needed help. Sis needed therapy. I'm going to go ahead and say that. But she's not going to go into the therapy category. Ramona, in my opinion, is frustrating because it's like for so long in the Scott Pilgrim comic, she's like trying to parade around like she's just like this perfect, ooh, cool, mysterious girl. But the reason why she want to try to be so mysterious and all of that shit is because, oh no, like, she's a bad person. Like, literally, she dated two twin brothers at the same time. Okay, she did that, and then everybody's just like, oh, she's so cool. She likes to rollerblade. She works for Amazon. She's this and that and the third. She's from America, by the way, too. And like, I'm just like, she's not it. Like, what is it about Ramona that, like, I get it, she's pretty, I'll give her that. I love her sense of style, I'll give her that. I like her hair, but like, y'all ever know, let me pull out the Tiffany Pollard trope. Not the trope, the quote. She's obviously a very, very beautiful woman, but when she opens up her mouth, you know, it's like dirt.
She's obviously a very, very beautiful woman, but when she opens up her mouth, you know, it's like dirt.
That's her. Like, she's so nasty on the inside. I just can't do Ramona. If somebody was like, I didn't care. I remember, like, somebody had said, because I was like, feelings about Scott and like Scott Pilgrim, the comic. And somebody was like, to be honest, I understood why Scott and her got together in the end because they both were full of shit. They deserved each other. And I was like, yes. Because I was like, everybody be wanting to talk about how Scott is not a good person. Scott is not a good person. That. But I was like, no, Ramona sucks too just as well. Let's drag her. But like, drag her from like a critical lens because, you know, feminism. We have to talk about all the good and bad things with women. And I like, well, a bit. I think Ramona's pretty. I like her fashion sense. I like the way she wears her hair, but I'm just like, there's so much about her that is not right, and like, people excuse it because they think she's cute. It's like She-Go all over again. And somebody has said, like, in the comment, I really wish this person commented on their own and not replied to somebody, but they were like, there's just some characters that people refuse to think critically about, and She-Go is one of them. Ramona Flowers is one of those just as well. She's not a good person. She's irritating. It's just like, everyone just kind of looks over all the weird shit about her because like she's cute. Like, that's just something that I've just really noticed when it comes to Ramona's character. And I don't want to like full on spoil it for anybody who's never read the comics. Highly do recommend them, better than the movie for sure. But it's just like the more and more it kept going, the more and more frustrated I got with her because I was like, why are you trying to parade around like you're so much better than Scott? Because you're not. Like, you're just as flawed as the rest of the people in this circle. Stop trying to act like you're above everyone. And then I do appreciate in the end that she did admit that she was not a good person. Like, I'm happy that she did do that. But like, then I don't like the way the story ended. I don't like the last book of Scott Pilgrim. I'm gonna just be honest. And then her and Scott, you know, started over their relationship in the end, and it's just like, you annoyed me this whole story. I'm gonna put her in bye. I can't do her. I can't do Ramona. Bye. Okay, we are down to the final two, and I'm gonna leave like the girl failure of them all for last. But right now, we're gonna do Miss Bellum. And a lot of people were like, is she a girl failure? Is she not? Make sure you guys go listen to my new podcast. But Miss Bellum, in my opinion, she is the secretary. Hold on, let me go ahead and say this. I love the stupid boss and smart secretary trope. Like, I love that. That's like my favorite trope. That is my favorite trope, where like a man is like the boss and the woman that he has working as a secretary, she's like a lot smarter than him. Like, I don't know what that trope is called, but it's my favorite trope. And I asked somebody, whatever this called, that's my favorite trope. But somebody has said I lost focus and had a consensual workplace relationship. But yeah, that's what the trope is. But like, don't put that with the mayor and Miss Bellum. Nah, because there was a little situation that happened that was nasty. And I still can't believe they got away with that through the censors. But Miss Bellum, why I kind of consider her to like, she's like both. She's like a girl boss and like a girl failure, because she's a girl failure because she's doing all of this. Like, think of like in the instance of why she goes a girl failure, and think of the instance of why Natalie is a girl failure, but like think in the sense of why Mirage from The Incredibles is a girl failure. You're so much better than this. You are so much better than this. And you're working for the stupid ass man. Like, that's literally what it is. I'm like, you are so much better than this. Like, so much of like what the mayor does is like Miss Bellum's doing. She's the one that kind of has to like keep him together. And I understand that. Like, that's the point of having a secretary. That's the point of having an assistant. Somebody that can like keep you in check and keep you up to date on your schedule and all that. But the mayor was just an idiot sometimes, and it's just like, girl, why do you still work for him? Why are you still working here? How much does he pay that well enough? Like, I understand, like, if he paying good, I'm gonna stay. I'll stay. Like, if he paying good, I understand, I will stay. But it's just like, the more it goes on, the more annoyed and the more I feel bad for her, because I'm just like, she obviously thinks this man's an idiot, but she's just like sucking it up because she knows he pays well. And I think she is a good role model, not gonna lie. But then also we have to take into consideration that Miss Bellum is a sex symbol. She is. She's literally a sex symbol. Yes, she is. And so much of her character is like drawn through the male gaze, because you know, the sexy secretary stereotype, that's like what Miss Bellum is. And I kind of hate the fact that so much of Miss Bellum's character is reduced to like being like the sexy secretary. But also at the same time, they did try to do more with her. But then at the same time, The Powerpuff Girls is one of those shows where it is a show that is labeled as like a girl show and it's meant for girls. It's so obvious that men were in charge of it. Like, that honestly is the downfall for a lot of these animated series that are labeled for girls but are made for, like, made by men. That's part of the reason why a lot of people like shoujo anime so much, because it's actually made, a lot of the stories are made by women for girls and women. And a lot of Western animation girl shows are like made by men but are made for girls. And that's why so many of the characters are just frustrating to deal with. And Miss Bellum's character, we're gonna talk more and more about her on the Animated Female Unhinged podcast. But it's just kind of like, she could have been much more, but she was just like reduced to like the sexy secretary. So we're gonna put her in, I think stand up fits her. I think stand up fits Miss Bellum. And last but not least, we have the girl failure of them all, played by the amazing Brittany Murphy. Ray, rest in peace to her. What was I about to say? Anyway, Luanne Platter. Luanne. Where do I even begin with her? I don't want to spend too long with her. Go watch Johnny Tutello's channel if y'all want more King of the Hill commentary. But Luanne is a character that you ever just like see a woman and you want to be her friend because you just desperately want to help her, but then at the same time you know she's not going to listen to you, like Janine Teagues from Abbott Elementary. That's how I felt with Luanne. And I have to take into consideration that she really had it hard. Like, both her parents are literal assholes, I'll go ahead and say that. She's been through a lot, through thick and thin, came from a really bad household, and I just hate to see that things kind of didn't really get that much better for her when she went to go live with Hank and Peggy and Bobby, because it's like Luanne had the potential to be much better, but she also low-key was like a quitter. She didn't really try out that much. But then you also had to take into consideration that's why she was not that smart, because like her home life, her family life. Luanne. And then she got pregnant by that bum. Like, her first boyfriend, Buckley, was terrible. I hated Buckley. Did not like him at all. But then later on, she ended up getting with another man that literally was, he wasn't as bad as Buckley in my opinion, but he was still terrible. Literally had a baby, still didn't know what she wanted to do with her life. She finally found something that she was good at, and then she wanted to quit when she realized nobody wanted to show up, and then just didn't keep trying with everything and everyone. Luanne is a frustrating character. I love her, mainly because I just want better for her. What are we gonna put her in? Luanne is somebody that desperately needed therapy. And mind you that this came out in the 2000s, so like, that was just something that wasn't really spoken about on television much and everything. Like, it was, but it wasn't at the same time. I'm gonna be real. Helga Pataki. And I can see Helga being like a Luanne type when she got older a little bit. Like, thinking of Helga's situation. But then also I feel like Helga is surrounded by good people at her school. I don't really think Luanne had that. So I'm gonna put Luanne in sick therapy. And that brings us to the end of Harriana's Girl Failures tier list. I hope you guys liked this. This was a very fun one. I just needed a break from doing like structured, like, you know, video essays and all that, because I've just been going through a lot. I'm tired. It's been a rough month, but we're good. We're great. We're happy. We're here. We're healthy. We're alive. So thank you guys so much for watching. Everything that I mentioned in the beginning, links for all that will be down below, and then also the articles and all that other good stuff that I mentioned will link down below. Merch, all of that. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm just tired because I actually have some emails that I didn't respond to, and I'm just like, ah! But thank you guys so much for watching. Appreciate you. Follow me on Instagram at Harriana, HARIYNNA. Shop and read my blog at harrianahook.com. Listen to an animated female unhinged podcast. You can stream it anywhere you can find a podcast, but specifically Spotify, because I know a lot of you guys use Spotify. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good night.